Hey, what it do, y'all? It's your boy YouTube Blue coming back at you again on this Friday. And I just want to say that, you know, as the Dallas Cowboys get ready for finally playing against the Ravens on Tuesday, God, saying we have a game on Tuesday. That's really weird. Really weird. I don't recall us ever playing a game on Tuesday because, again, we talked about how crazy this COVID year is and things of that nature. But I know some of you guys have probably already said forget this season, and I'm pretty sure that a lot of fans are like that right now. Even me, I'm like, damn, like it's really hard to stay happy and stay positive about the team. But me, I'm still gonna root for my team. I'm still gonna watch every game because that's just how I am. Just a dumbass fan. I'm gonna I'm gonna continue to support my team. Win, lose, or draw, it is what it is. We've talked about all the miscues and things that have gone on this year and things that is the organization's fault, things that were not the organization's fault. Um, it's a lot of different things that you could talk about. But I know some of you guys are checked out, and I could tell because my numbers are down tremendously right now. And I think I lost some subscribers too. But it is what it is. I'm still out here making this content and just doing what I can because I do this for y'all. But at the end of the day, you know, I'm gonna continue to talk about the team regardless. I know some of you guys, like I said, don't care, but I care. I do. I care. So I'm gonna keep talking about it. Now, just some updates from practice. Dallas Cowboys had practice today. Dak Prescott showed up to practice today for a couple of minutes. He was in one crutch, so which lets you know that the rehab is going really well. It looks like he's walking on there without much trouble, but he has that crutch though to help alleviate some of that pressure off of his ankle. Because again, you still want to be easy on that thing until it fully heals. Now, the timetable that they said for it, he should be back for spring OTAs. That is, if we get these vaccines out and we can go back to some normalcy next off season. Because I'm just ready for 2020 to be over. I'm over it. I'm done with it. Looking forward to New Year's. Hopefully, something can happen for 2021. But yeah, so that was a good thing. Dak came out there. He was greeted by some of the players and some of the coach and staff and things of that nature. So that was a good thing. I know this team is still reeling and mourning the loss of Marcus Paul, the strength and conditioning coordinator, and like I said, all the things that he's done for this organization and how much of a family he is to this organization. Now, it's really crazy, like how the media people they just keep asking the questions about Marcus Paul to the players, and I'm just like, yo, let them mourn, let them like stop, like talk about the game, talk about football. Like, I get it. They got to do what they got to do to make their money too, but some of those questions were just asinine, and it just didn't make sense. But I will say this team has come back from adversity many times before. Sometimes they did well with it, sometimes they didn't do so well. But I think with this particular situation, I think that the game being pushed back actually it helps and hurts them because again they got to play again that next Sunday too, right after Tuesday that same week. So that's going to be a short week. So that's the part that hurts. But it's good they got this little extra time to mourn and not having a game. They get a chance to look at the Ravens and see what the Ravens got going on. So this is going to be a real hard game to evaluate. We know that it's heavily queued towards the Ravens, obviously, and it's an away game for the Dallas Cowboys. So that's another negative for the Dallas Cowboys. But um, Cowboys always seem to surprise us. Like I said, when we think that they're going to lose, they win. So it's one of those things where you can never count this team out. You can never count this team out. Even as bad as like certain times have been this year, you still can't count this team out. You look at what they do and you're like, they're consistently inconsistent. That's pretty much the phrase that I could say for that. But another guy that was at practice too, but not actually with the team. He was with the trainers on the side. Blake Jarwin. There was a Blake Jarwin showing. This is the first time he's actually worked with the trainers at the team facility. He's been, off campus for most of the time because of COVID. But he was there today while the Cowboys are practicing, so that's good news too. So it looks like him and Dak are going to be definitely going to be back right on time for next season. I got to give a little bit of praise to Dalton Schultz. He's come in there and he's done the best he could at tight end, catching balls when he can, despite of us not having Dak and getting passes thrown to him by DiNucci and Garrett Gilbert and Andy Dalton. Like, just having a different quarterback, like it can kind of like confuse you a little bit because certain quarterbacks have certain chemistry with certain players. And, as a tight end, you're normally like the cushion, like the blanket for a quarterback that's less skilled than another one because you're a bigger target. That's pretty much self-explanatory. So shout out to Dalton Schultz for stepping up this year and doing what he could. Like I said, he's not Blake Jarwin, but he's better than what we kept saying that he was. Like a lot of fans were just like, oh, he was this and that, blah blah. And I know, and you look at DeMarcus Lawrence as well. Like everybody was trying to kick DeMarcus Lawrence off of this damn team. You never once heard me say, and I've always defended DeMarcus Lawrence, and even fans came at me like, "Oh, E2, you're dumb, this and that, blah blah. Why would you want D-Law? We should trade him." First of all, you can't trade him because you're not going to be able to sign anybody next year if you trade him. That salary cap hit is stupid. Some of these fans have to understand the business side of football and how that works. This ain't a fucking fantasy league. You can't just sit here and just look at a game, look at a player and be like, "Oh, well, I don't like him no more. Let's trade him." When you pay the guy that money, you got him until you get close to the end of that contract when the money is on a downstroke, when you can trade him, when he is able to be traded. But as far as DeMarcus Lawrence, I really like him. I always have. I kept telling fans, I was like, you got to be patient sometimes. He was coming back from that knee injury, and some of that stuff takes time. And I'm a little biased because I played football before, and I know how hard it is to go out there day in and day out and play a game, and being in a car accident every day. That's how football is. You're getting hit. You're hitting other people. You got shoulder pains. I know half of y'all wake up in the morning. Y'all don't even play football. I know half of y'all wake up in the morning and your joints hurt. Yes, that's called just life. That's just called living. That's being human. You have that without even playing a sport. Just imagine playing a physical sport like football and already having those pains like a regular person do, but it's times 10 because you're always getting pressure put on it. So again, that's why these players are getting shots and cortisone shots and taking pills and stuff every day. It's hard to get up and play a game every day. So when these guys have ailments and they even show 60% of what they are, and I know fans just look at it from a money standpoint. Oh, well, we're paying him $30 million a year or $27 million a year. He needs to go out there and kill it every day. But sometimes you're not going to get a sack every day. So you're not going to provide that greatness every game. Sometimes you just might have a bunch of tackles and a bunch of pressures in that game, which maybe helps somebody else get a sack that game. That still is contributing to the team. But people don't look at it like that. They just think that you're supposed to go out there and get 30 sacks a year. Nobody does that. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. That's just fan talk. But like I said, I look at things from a different angle, and I'm a little bit more understanding because I get it. But I will say this, and again, it ain't my money, so I'm not tripping about the money that they get because it ain't coming out my damn pocket. Now, I think that they should have drafted T.J. Watt over Taco Charlton because you look at D-Law. If you would have had D-Law and T.J. Watt, that would have been an awesome combination of guys on the field together playing. That would have been great. But because you don't have that, now I understand why they didn't get T.J. Watt at the time because he's a 3-4 guy, and we weren't running 3-4. We're still running 4-3. So, I mean, you would have had to had the right defensive coordinator to utilize him within this team. Now, I think that Mike Nolan, because Mike Nolan's a 3-4 guy that can also do 4-3 stuff. I think that like he could have utilized T.J. Watt, but with Marinelli didn't want that back then because Marinelli wasn't running that. He don't do 3-4 looks. He just doesn't do that. He's strictly a 4-3 guy. Now, but that it is what it is. And then you look at Taco Charlton. It's like, where is he now? I know he's with another team, but like, it's just you wasted him because you didn't really utilize him here. So it is what it is. It's kind of a wasted draft pick. Um, we talked about going up against Des Bryant. Who knows what's going to happen in this game? We don't even know, and I'll be talking more about this when I do my matchup video this weekend. We don't know how they're gonna play because again, you look at that last game. A lot of those guys were out because of COVID. They're saying that Lamar Jackson could come back because the COVID protocols. He could come back. But this is the thing: if it depends on when that 10-day mark is, because again, the game is Tuesday, and you only have a certain amount of practices between that. So if they're not practicing enough for the game, to prep for the game, are they really going to be able to play in that game? But knowing the Ravens defense, they're going to be desperate to try to get this win and get the Dallas Cowboys. So they're going to try to rush these guys back. So they might not play as good as we think they do. Who knows? You never know. It's any given Sunday. That's why I said I can't sit here and say, because I can say on one end, oh, the Cowboys are gonna go there and the Ravens are gonna blow them the fuck out. Or I can say on the other hand that the Ravens are gonna come in there and rush stuff and not have good practice. Some of their guys may get injured in the game, and the Cowboys might be hungry in this game and be like, you know what, we're going to go ahead and beat the Ravens so we can play the Bengals next week and in San Francisco, and we can get the rest of these games on and try to go on a run for the playoffs. Who knows with the Cowboys? I think we don't know. That's why I said I'm not counting anything out right now. I'm not giving up on nothing. And I know some people are like, whatever, it is what it is. I know that. I know that it's a COVID year. I'm not expecting the Cowboys to go to Super Bowl. I ain't expecting them to even go to the playoffs at this point. I just want them to play good ball. I want to see what these guys that are available right now can do and see what happens. Because you never know. If the Cowboys do go on a run, you could get Tyler Badish back. Biadish, how you say his last name. I just say badass. And Trayvon Diggs. These guys could be back in December before the playoffs. So if for whatever reason this team starts winning and they get these guys back, you never know what you can do. I'm just saying. I'm not. It's wishful thinking, but that's just me being a fan. But like I said, I'm like the rest of y'all when I'm like, okay, I'm not expecting much, but if something does happen, hell, it is what it is. You never know. But that's all I got to say right now. Just to give y'all some Cowboy updates on some of these players. Like Cam Irving and Zach Martin, they're still up in the air on their dates to come back. Like I said, but they all have a timetable of towards the end of this month. So like I said, if you get these guys back in enough time to play, who knows? But with that being said, y'all, if you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe, like, share, comment. It's your boy E2 Blue, always keeping it real. Talk to you soon.